Welcome to Blue Baron Truck Mounts, home of the Access Point heat exchangers and Blue Baron Truck Mounts. And to give clarity, we're going to just show a little bit about the heat control system and how it interacts with the heat exchanger and everything about it, and getting heat control and getting it to work the way you want it to. So what we've done is we set up a machined manifold here as a termination point for our quick connects. But going backward, and to bring clarity, what we basically have done is we have produced a downstream effect with our thermostat. So the thermostat probe goes in through the half-inch union capillary, goes through some half-inch fittings. You got a half-inch T and another one. And then what we do is we downstream the water system so that it circulates on a downstream fashion in order to get a good, accurate heat signal across this nitrous-filled probe capillary to be able to trigger 12 volts from your thermostat, which in turn turns on your solenoid, which in most cases are put on your tank to allow the water to gate through. So coming up from here, we have all 3/8 fittings. We have a relief valve, and we come down and we've got a relief hose that comes down and terminates through the back of the machine. And then your cold water comes in this way through a check valve. We use it as a 6520, and that's on our truck mount store. All of this is for the association of our products that we're selling on our truck mount store, where you can associate it with a true connection of the thermal system. So what we do is we have this cold water coming in, goes through the coil system, and the access point coil system comes through down here as hot, high out hot. And we have a stainless steel braided hose that comes through here. It's 500 degrees rated. Our sender is put here, as well as a high limit sensor switch, 285 degree Fahrenheit sensor switch, which we use to shut down. It gets connected to this white wire, which we haven't connected yet, but that is basically when it reaches 285, in the event that something happens to the thermostat, that it will shut down your engine and collapse the field, the magnetic field that creates your spark to your engine. So all of this is pretty straight up. The sender is downstream. This is basically, I would say, upstreamed. This is upstreamed, and this is downstreamed. So what happens is when the water flows across this, because you should always have water circulating in your heat exchanger. That way you don't have stagnation of temperatures and high-pressured hot water that could create a problem on your job, especially liability-wise, damage to your equipment, and possible personal injury to you and your customer. So the key is to always have circulation. And in doing so, this is downstreamed. We carry this in our store. We carry the capillary union kit as well as the thermostat in our store, sender, and the temperature sensor switch. We also carry the VDO analog temperature gauge that matches up with an 1810 sender. We also carry the adapters that allow you to be able to adapt it into your T. So as you can see, as the water flows in this direction, some of it will be bled off by the use of a needle valve, and it'll go into your water box, or it can go into a wastewater tank or water box or a freshwater tank. So anyways, as it comes through here, it comes straight out this way. This is your high pressured line, and basically we use another check valve in order to isolate the injection system of your last step injection for your chemical so that there's no reversal. The key is to keep everything in a unidirectional fashion. So as the water comes in here, there's also a line here which is part of your high pressured line that goes directly to and eventually goes to your Demus solenoid. It's closed until the thermostat tells it to open, and of course that's when you get displacement and water temperature lowers, regulation is being achieved. So here we have another inlet going in. This is coming from our high pressure line from our three-way valve, which is right there. That eventually came from our pulse pump on our pump. And that's our last step injection. So if you elect not to want to use this, that's fine. If you have another means of adding in the detergent, or you have a pre-step injection set up, that's fine too. But I'm just showing you the basics of heat control and how it works. So when you reach the desired temperature, this is an adjuster here that will adjust the tension on a diaphragm, which means that as you go, say, from 100 to 250, you increase the tension on the diaphragm, which means that you need a greater heat signal from this probe, nitrous-filled capillary probe. So that will tell it to turn on 12 volts. So basically the thermostat is just a 12 volt switch, and your ground, chassis ground, is always connected to your Demus solenoid, which is on your tank. So it's a real simple setup. If you have any questions, call us today at 727-505-2989, and we'll give you everything you need to hook up your heat exchanger. It's really not all that difficult. It's just a lot of common sense connections, and we're here today to help you. Call us today, and we'll help you in any way we can. These are just basics for temperature, water system control, temperature control, and the circulatory system. So until the next video, thank you.